What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another update, and this one I want to talk about what's happening with the market and talk about some very important levels. Please note that I'm not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. Anyways, about the market, I just want to say that we got the unemployment numbers. The market got this nice little spike upon them coming out, and the data was decent overall. Unemployment was at 4.2%, and after that bullish reaction, the market got a big rejection, and now SPY is at this very, very critical level. So we've been making these like lows pretty much for the last couple of days. Every day we're just going lower and lower, and now SPY is barely holding 547. So the significance of that is that 547 is where we have the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. So we're barely holding the support. If we lose 547, I'm going to be looking at 545, then the gap fill for 543. And if we tried to hold this, we'd be looking for a rebound back up for that 550 area. So it depends on if you could hold 547 or not. We're kind of shuffling near it, but we are showing some weakness right now. So you want to be very mindful of that. So we'll see if 547 holds or not. If it does not hold, we may continue to dip. So please be very, very careful. For Nvidia, Nvidia is also dipping right now. We have this support around this 104 area. We are on the lower end of this range. If 104 breaks, we're going down to about 99. So far, we're barely holding 104, so we'll see if it holds or not. We just know there's a little bit of weakness building on Nvidia now. Momentum is kind of shifting. Bitcoin is dipping as well. We're below 55,600, losing the support right here. We're at risk of dipping down to about 55,000 flats, if not 54,600, if that ends up breaking. So I am seeing some weakness on Bitcoin. For let's go to like ES. ES is just barely holding its support. We have resistance to watch for at 55.10, and our support to watch for is at 54.80. If that fails, we're going to be looking for a bigger dump. So watch support at 54.80 for ES. For Tesla, we're also dipping into double top like structure that formed. So Tesla actually did not have too much news that came out, but I do want to mention that we hit this 235 areas resistance, and we got a little rejection there. Um, if we don't reclaim 225, like I said, we could be dipping down to fill that gap. Unfortunately, despite the momentum that was building, Tesla kind of rejected off 235. So we're going to be looking at this gap fill down here around 219 as the next potential target if 225 does not hold. If we break 225, we're going to be looking for a retest of 228, but that's not looking that probable. We look kind of weak on Tesla. That's completely fine, though, because you have to remember that Tesla was up for the last couple of days. So seeing one red day after a couple of days of massive green is completely normal. So as long as we don't lose 208, Tesla's going to be fine, and we still have a much larger inverse head and shoulders that's on the chart. So we still have this giant inverse head and shoulders. So this is still decent overall. But my only concern about this is the fact that we are below 225, and if we can't reclaim that, I do see us coming down to that gap fill for 219 over the next couple of days, or even as soon as today. For the QQQ, we're barely holding 455. If we lose 455, we're going to be looking for a dip down towards 453. And we have resistance at 458, not to mention 460. So we're just range bound on the QQQ. We do look a little bit more bearish, though. So we'll see if this could get bought back up or not. For Aapl, we're just range bound. We have this 224 areas of resistance. This is going to be our 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. If this breaks, we're looking for 226. We're still holding it very well on Aapl. Aapl, of all things, is showing some strength. But just know one thing about Aapl is that we have this tough resistance at 224.28. If it breaks, we're looking for a bigger push. Otherwise, we are still going to be shuffling for some time. For the IWM, we need to reclaim 212. If we don't do so, we could be dipping down for this gap fill for 208 over the next couple of days. Amazon was trying to rebound it to 178. We had to break this to remain bullish, but if we rejected it, we'd be looking for 175. That's what I called out. So instead of getting the break with the cup and handle, we failed so far. So we're looking at 175 as support. If that fails us, we could be dipping for 172. For coin, we tried to bounce only to reject. So I was thinking this would bounce a bit, but this is failing. So we're looking for 155 and 150 as supports. We have 160 as our resistance, but this is looking a little bit more bearish. Looking at Meta must reclaim 515. If we don't reclaim 515, we're at risk of dipping down to about 512, followed by lower levels. So watch 515 as resistance, followed by 517. If it doesn't reclaim that, we could be dipping lower. For Microsoft, we're just completely range bound right now. We have this resistance at this 410 area, and our support's around 405. So I do see a little bit of weakness building. It could dip towards 405, so watch that carefully. We have resistance at 156 for Google. If that does not get reclaimed, we could be dipping all the way down towards 155 flats, then eventually all the way down towards 152.5. So you want to be very careful with Google. There is some downside potential with this stock, and we need to reclaim 156 or else we're at risk of tipping lower. So with that being said, guys, there's a weakness building in the markets right now, and this is dragging Tesla and the broader markets down. I want to give you guys a warning about this. With that being said, I thank you for your attention. Even if we do get this dip, this does not necessarily mean that the market has to bounce instantly. It could take some time to get that bounce, and as of right now, at the time I am speaking, the market is dipping. So be careful, guys. I want to give you guys a heads up about that. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in a few hours, and peace out.